Will I impose? Will I impose? His mother was an actuary. His mother was an actuary. Should he forget? Should he forget? You can save soon. You can save soon. Still, there are some areas that need improvement. Still, there are some areas that need improvement. We were going to wrestle in 4 weeks. We were going to wrestle in 4 weeks. The team played forward and dominated the game. The team played forward and dominated the game. Now there will be no investors. Now there will be no investors. His mother is a judge. His mother is a judge. Can't he be a politician in 1 second? Can't he be a politician in 1 second? Don't you put it after 3 hours? Don't you put it after 3 hours? Wouldn't you be a botanist in 4 days? Wouldn't you be a botanist in 4 days? He was sitting in a comfortable chair. He was sitting in a comfortable chair. We can be therapists. We can be therapists. How old is your grandfather? How old is your grandfather? Can we set up a follow-up meeting to discuss progress? Can we set up a follow-up meeting to discuss progress? The moon changes phases throughout the month. The moon changes phases throughout the month. I'm glad you feel better. I'm glad you feel better. It was one of the most memorable moments of my life. It was one of the most memorable moments of my life. Hey nice wake up. How are you feeling? Hey nice wake up. How are you feeling? Unsuitable. Unsuitable. Can we get fit? Can we get fit? 4. I'm going to the beach this weekend. I'm going to the beach this weekend. You were later included. You were later included. I'm dyeing socks. I'm dyeing socks. The situation is beyond the limits of human decency. The situation is beyond the limits of human decency. Are you not afraid? Are you not afraid? Was his uncle a shepherd? Was his uncle a shepherd? Are their grandchildren chemists? Are their grandchildren chemists? Should not be discovered. Should not be discovered. So what is the focus of this meeting? So what is the focus of this meeting? So look, you live alone. So look, you live alone. I couldn't be in the twilight. I couldn't be in the twilight. Are they supposed to decline at 1 a.m.? Are they supposed to decline at 1 a.m.? I am sure you will learn many new words in this lesson. I am sure you will learn many new words in this lesson. We may not be able to talk later. We may not be able to talk later. Won't you measure at dawn? Won't you measure at dawn? Shouldn't it be connected? Shouldn't it be connected? It can be a nighttime cream. It can be a nighttime cream. I'm in the room with the drinks. I'm in the room with the drinks. His brother was a locksmith. His brother was a locksmith. The East Coast was hit by a severe storm. The East Coast was hit by a severe storm. They swam in the ocean. They swam in the ocean. You take note. You take note. It would be connected in 2 weeks. It would be connected in 2 weeks. Are his siblings rulers? Are his siblings rulers? Our wife was a cardiologist. Our wife was a cardiologist. Can he become a urologist after 2 years? Can he become a urologist after 2 years? Our stepfather was a teacher. Our stepfather was a teacher. I will dress. I will dress. Can you midwife later on the 4th evening? Can you midwife later on the 4th evening? Should I dive right now? Should I dive right now? They do not interfere later. They do not interfere later. Just wait outside. Just wait outside. We went hiking in the mountains last weekend. We went hiking in the mountains last weekend. I just need to believe in me. I just need to believe in me. We made a trip to the zoo. We made a trip to the zoo. Were there kids firefighters? Were there kids firefighters? What is unconscious bias? What is unconscious bias? I have too much faith. I have too much faith. They were not measured 5 hours ago. They were not measured 5 hours ago. The company is looking for a new human resources manager. The company is looking for a new human resources manager. Will it take care of it often? Will it take care of it often? I repeated later. I repeated later. It's beyond my jurisdiction. It's beyond my jurisdiction. But I didn't see the ing at the end of the verb. But I didn't see the ing at the end of the verb. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. When the party starts, she'll be preparing for the party for a week. When the party starts, she'll be preparing for the party for a week. Shouldn't we always be caregivers? Shouldn't we always be caregivers? It didn't spill the previous evening. It didn't spill the previous evening. Will it be fixed soon? Will it be fixed soon? You cannot learn. You cannot learn. The sky was clear and blue on a beautiful summer day. The sky was clear and blue on a beautiful summer day. Then lose a weekend? Then lose a weekend? He had played football for years before he injured his knee. He had played football for years before he injured his knee. Was your stepdaughter a midwife? Was your stepdaughter a midwife? Didn't it bother you? Didn't it bother you? Can't I die after one night? Can't I die after one night? The actors will shoot the movie on location next month. The actors will shoot the movie on location next month. Can I buy you something? Can I buy you something? Won't buy the dress without trying it on. Won't buy the dress without trying it on. Can you help me find the campus computer lab? Can you help me find the campus computer lab? I will destroy everything you have built. I will destroy everything you have built. I drink coffee in the morning. I drink coffee in the morning. We walked around the city for hours. We walked around the city for hours. Her stepdaughter was a reporter. Her stepdaughter was a reporter. By the time you read this, I will have gone on vacation. By the time you read this, I will have gone on vacation. His colleague is an actuary. His colleague is an actuary. We play tennis every day. We play tennis every day. Wouldn't there be a sportscaster every month? Wouldn't there be a sportscaster every month? Was her sister a scavenger? Was her sister a scavenger? I don't have friends in the city and I don't have a cell phone. I don't have friends in the city and I don't have a cell phone. Is to take care of. Is to take care of. We pride ourselves on being a local business. We pride ourselves on being a local business. I have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect. You will collect garbage from time to time. You will collect garbage from time to time. Didn't he listen every year? Didn't he listen every year? He introduces. He introduces. Should I be a blogger after 5 days? Should I be a blogger after 5 days? How many apples do you buy from the market? How many apples do you buy from the market? The capital of the country is very beautiful. The capital of the country is very beautiful. Should go to the psychiatrist at dawn. Should go to the psychiatrist at dawn. What is your contact number? What is your contact number? How can you stay with him? How can you stay with him? Can you explain this concept to me again? Can you explain this concept to me again? Can't vote weekly? Can't vote weekly? What is your purpose? What is your purpose? They were not imposed on a weekly basis. They were not imposed on a weekly basis. Can I have your flight itinerary, please? Can I have your flight itinerary, please? We do not complete in a month. We do not complete in a month. If it is possible. If it is possible. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Is your family still together? Is your family still together? You shouldn't pull it after 3 centuries. You shouldn't pull it after 3 centuries. Socks are weird. Socks are weird. Should I go to forensics after 3 years? Should I go to forensics after 3 years? Programmers will code the software for weeks. Programmers will code the software for weeks. His neighbor is a lawyer. His neighbor is a lawyer. Unfriendly. Unfriendly. Next month they will play cards with their friends. Next month they will play cards with their friends. It's not bounce. It's not bounce. The cat is very fast. The cat is very fast. Didn't you come back? Didn't you come back? What should I say? What should I say? Should advance at sunrise. Should advance at sunrise. Am I not going to be a sociologist every year? Am I not going to be a sociologist every year? He would replace it at 3 o'clock. He would replace it at 3 o'clock. I'm in the curtained room. I'm in the curtained room. Our stepfather was a shop assistant. Our stepfather was a shop assistant. Can you tell me all about it? Can you tell me all about it? You'll be a journeyman at 2 o'clock midnight. You'll be a journeyman at 2 o'clock midnight. Should we be soon? Should we be soon? She likes shopping. She likes shopping. We can play golf normally. We can play golf normally. Doesn't it attract after a century? Doesn't it attract after a century? We offer a loyalty program for our regular customers. We offer a loyalty program for our regular customers. Can't you take advantage of it often? Can't you take advantage of it often? Let's finish the meeting if you want. Let's finish the meeting if you want. While I was sleeping, someone entered the room. While I was sleeping, someone entered the room. You won't be a cleaner every week. You won't be a cleaner every week. You can get points last year. You can get points last year. She sang in the school choir. She sang in the school choir. Thoughtful. Thoughtful. Wouldn't it then expand at midnight? Wouldn't it then expand at midnight? Isn't he a locksmith every month? Isn't he a locksmith every month? Please contact me or the team if you have any questions. Please contact me or the team if you have any questions. The realtor showed us the house. The realtor showed us the house. Is our mother-in-law a dermatologist? Is our mother-in-law a dermatologist? My son was a senator. My son was a senator. Shouldn't you be a weekly technician? Shouldn't you be a weekly technician? His brother was an accountant. His brother was an accountant. So what is the focus of this meeting? So what is the focus of this meeting? When I woke up, he had already had his breakfast. When I woke up, he had already had his breakfast. You didn't say diary. You didn't say diary. You shouldn't collect every day. You shouldn't collect every day. Didn't have time for lunch. Didn't have time for lunch. Can they judge next year? Can they judge next year? Could this be a potential problem in the future? Could this be a potential problem in the future? Rarely closed. Rarely closed. Otherwise, I would never have known about this opportunity. Otherwise, I would never have known about this opportunity. Would prefer. Would prefer. Read the article once. Do you or your partner do any of the things in this article when the article suggests? Read the article once. Do you or your partner do any of the things in this article when the article suggests? What is the English word for blank? What is the English word for blank? Can't I think? Can't I think? Disappoint. Disappoint. Could you pass me the salt, please? Could you pass me the salt, please? You are responsible. You are responsible. Crab salad. Crab salad. Was he the bartender now? Was he the bartender now? I am reading a book. I am reading a book. Am I not an announcer soon? Am I not an announcer soon? Can't we dance a century from now? Can't we dance a century from now? Staff will be preparing for the annual meeting. Staff will be preparing for the annual meeting. I'm feeling a little lost. Can you point me in the right direction? I'm feeling a little lost. Can you point me in the right direction? Our husband is a caregiver. Our husband is a caregiver. Next year he will be doing his own business for 5 years. Next year he will be doing his own business for 5 years. What is your job? What is your job? Normally I'll be the foreman. Normally I'll be the foreman. Can it change at noon? Can it change at noon? May not kick. May not kick. We astronomer a month ago. We astronomer a month ago. 3. Do you want to come with me? 3. Do you want to come with me? Good to go. Good to go. I don't want to lose a lot of things to look good. I don't want to lose a lot of things to look good. 3 in the afternoon? 3 in the afternoon? Can we add? Can we add? The disease was caused by a virus that is not yet understood. The disease was caused by a virus that is not yet understood. Should I go ashore after 3 years? Should I go ashore after 3 years? May I not recognize? May I not recognize? We may not work at sunrise. We may not work at sunrise. They suggest. They suggest. Then we will defend at 5 midnight. Then we will defend at 5 midnight. Should not be cooked every week. Should not be cooked every week. Shall we say noon? Shall we say noon? Was his grandfather an acrobat? Was his grandfather an acrobat? Can we be dockers in 2 months? Can we be dockers in 2 months? We should suggest the afternoon. We should suggest the afternoon. We'll analyze after a week. We'll analyze after a week. Can we organize? Can we organize? Your grandmother is a comedian. Your grandmother is a comedian. Is your colleague an accountant? Is your colleague an accountant? Did he refuse? Did he refuse? I was not a match. I was not a match. We can be truck drivers at dusk. We can be truck drivers at dusk. Should the postman be bi-weekly? Should the postman be bi-weekly? You will use. You will use. You used to be a missionary. You used to be a missionary. I won't go out if it's scary. I won't go out if it's scary. He's going to propose to his girlfriend next weekend. He's going to propose to his girlfriend next weekend. The team that won the championship last year lost in the final this year. The team that won the championship last year lost in the final this year. Electricity powers our homes. Electricity powers our homes. The decade of the 2000s was marked by major changes in technology. The decade of the 2000s was marked by major changes in technology. We give direction at sunrise. We give direction at sunrise. Your stepfather was an architect. Your stepfather was an architect. Answer. Answer. Do they get points often? Do they get points often? Relating to. Relating to. Farmers will sow crops in the fields. Farmers will sow crops in the fields. Is her stepdad a lawyer? Is her stepdad a lawyer? They couldn't publish it daily. They couldn't publish it daily. Shouldn't they be solving? Shouldn't they be solving? Sometimes he didn't. Sometimes he didn't. They were walking on the beach when they found a seashell. They were walking on the beach when they found a seashell. Encouraged. Encouraged. Does what he says he will do. Does what he says he will do. Should we compete? Should we compete? Shouldn't it produce? Shouldn't it produce? Your grandson was a senator. Your grandson was a senator. Can't it be excluded later at 2 a.m.? Can't it be excluded later at 2 a.m.? Do you forget? Do you forget? The management team was discussing the budget. The management team was discussing the budget. We may not agree right away. We may not agree right away. Are his relatives butchers? Are his relatives butchers? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? They release it a week later. They release it a week later. Was his brother a landscape architect? Was his brother a landscape architect? Did you recognize me at 2 o'clock the night before? Did you recognize me at 2 o'clock the night before? I'll catch you at dawn. I'll catch you at dawn. I would follow. I would follow. Can they take care of it every day? Can they take care of it every day? We have made significant progress since the beginning of the project. We have made significant progress since the beginning of the project. He had never seen Ankara before. He had never seen Ankara before. Buyer. Buyer. I eat. I eat. Have to propose soon? Have to propose soon? The rice cooker makes perfect rice every time. The rice cooker makes perfect rice every time. May I speak to the manager, please? May I speak to the manager, please? We will not travel at sunset. We will not travel at sunset. Were your relatives florists? Were your relatives florists? I don't think medical research is necessarily the most reliable source of information. I don't think medical research is necessarily the most reliable source of information. Would dive earlier. Would dive earlier. Can't forget the year? Can't forget the year? After 2 weeks it wouldn't. After 2 weeks it wouldn't. Let's check. Let's check. 5 nights later he is mayor. 5 nights later he is mayor. Is your half-sister the conductor? Is your half-sister the conductor? Should the musician be 2 more mornings later? Should the musician be 2 more mornings later? I'll be in the office until 5 p.m. I'll be in the office until 5 p.m. There is a beautiful picture on the cover of the book. There is a beautiful picture on the cover of the book. I'm in the room below. I'm in the room below. I don't need your pity. I don't need your pity. I like to listen to jazz music. I like to listen to jazz music. I'm crawling in the city. I'm crawling in the city. Don't they have to deal with it yearly? Don't they have to deal with it yearly? We share many interests and have a lot of fun together. We share many interests and have a lot of fun together. Did they become a tailor in 2 seconds before? Did they become a tailor in 2 seconds before? I was viewed 5 hours ago. I was viewed 5 hours ago. Before we make a decision, let's gather more data. Before we make a decision, let's gather more data. They do grocery shopping every week. They do grocery shopping every week. What is your problem? What is your problem? You said. You said. Do they question? Do they question? His stepmothers were advertisers. His stepmothers were advertisers. What kind of support do you give to our project? What kind of support do you give to our project? His wife is a geologist. His wife is a geologist. His aunt is a writer. His aunt is a writer. Energy from the sun is used to power homes. Energy from the sun is used to power homes. Get bored. Get bored. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Cable of a monitor. Cable of a monitor. Your brother-in-law was a window cleaner. Your brother-in-law was a window cleaner. Are you in this class? Are you in this class? Wasn't she a nurse a minute ago? Wasn't she a nurse a minute ago? Sometimes you shouldn't. Sometimes you shouldn't. I cheated on my math test. I cheated on my math test. Grandfather midwife. Grandfather midwife. Things. Things. I'm going to the theater. I'm going to the theater. I'm going to the bar. I'm going to the bar. Perception. Perception. Couldn't you have been a consultant 3 centuries ago? Couldn't you have been a consultant 3 centuries ago? Next year he will be doing his own business for 5 years. Next year he will be doing his own business for 5 years. Central Park is a popular tourist destination. Central Park is a popular tourist destination. Your brothers were merchants. Your brothers were merchants. Shouldn't they match? Shouldn't they match? We become receptionists in the afternoon. We become receptionists in the afternoon. I'm bombarding the block with my stereo. I'm bombarding the block with my stereo. That's all the conditions. That's all the conditions. They can be librarians at noon. They can be librarians at noon. Breaking point. Breaking point. Equal. Equal. It is progressing well. It is progressing well. Would you like to sit inside or outside? Would you like to sit inside or outside? His grandmother was a naturalist. His grandmother was a naturalist. You may not be able to analyze it right away. You may not be able to analyze it right away. As husband and wife. As husband and wife. I am confused. I am confused. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can. I won't go out if it's scary. I won't go out if it's scary. I will behave. I will behave. Outside. Outside. Shouldn't they be reported? Shouldn't they be reported? When we reach the summit, we have been hiking for 3 hours. When we reach the summit, we have been hiking for 3 hours. Does he never lift? Does he never lift? Neighbor hematologist. Neighbor hematologist. Would we choose? Would we choose? Do you have any allergies? Do you have any allergies? Should we rank? Should we rank? Do you have to love every day? Do you have to love every day? Before becoming a nurse, she volunteered at the hospital for years. Before becoming a nurse, she volunteered at the hospital for years. Should he harvest at dawn? Should he harvest at dawn? May I have your baggage claim ticket, please? May I have your baggage claim ticket, please? How long have you been married? How long have you been married? Are you planning to stand here all night? Are you planning to stand here all night? My neighbor is constantly making noise and it's driving me crazy. My neighbor is constantly making noise and it's driving me crazy. The international community consists of states, international organizations and NGOs. The international community consists of states, international organizations and NGOs. I don't want to lose my search for the magazine. I don't want to lose my search for the magazine. My attitude in trying to connect the atmosphere to the August sun is a shyness. My attitude in trying to connect the atmosphere to the August sun is a shyness. Your grandfather was a mechanic. Your grandfather was a mechanic. I can never end up. I can never end up. Entrance. Entrance. You can't be a manager every day. You can't be a manager every day. The action plan was approved by the board of directors. The action plan was approved by the board of directors. May not heal. May not heal. My neighbor is a soldier. My neighbor is a soldier. Was her stepdaughter a cook? Was her stepdaughter a cook? I'm in the room with the games. I'm in the room with the games. Did you come back soon? Did you come back soon? We could compare. We could compare. He has $2. He has $2. Wouldn't he be a playwright at sunset? Wouldn't he be a playwright at sunset? We'll sleep every month. We'll sleep every month. Do you like often? Do you like often? I don't know much about it, but I'm willing to learn. I don't know much about it, but I'm willing to learn. I'm going to the grocery store to buy some milk. I'm going to the grocery store to buy some milk. Can I help you find a comfortable seat? Can I help you find a comfortable seat? Is her mother a lawyer? Is her mother a lawyer? Do they need to appeal right away? Do they need to appeal right away? We didn't do angling then. We didn't do angling then. Am I healed? Am I healed? Did I build? Did I build? You wouldn't be an occasional lawyer. You wouldn't be an occasional lawyer. It should not meet once a month. It should not meet once a month. We must act quickly. We must act quickly. I don't want to get too drunk and make a scene. I don't want to get too drunk and make a scene. Continuously. Continuously. Answered me 3 centuries later. Answered me 3 centuries later. I have to move out of my parents' house. I have to move out of my parents' house. Can't we ask at night? Can't we ask at night? Where? Where? My aim is to go to school. My aim is to go to school. Your father is a minor. Your father is a minor. He is now a football player. He is now a football player. Normally I should imply. Normally I should imply. I shouldn't go beyond 3 years. I shouldn't go beyond 3 years. Can he draw in an hour? Can he draw in an hour? I never believe. I never believe. Provide proof that you are right. Provide proof that you are right. He was retiring every week. He was retiring every week. They should not be visible at dusk. They should not be visible at dusk. Do we need to do anything? Do we need to do anything? Eat before everyone is served. Eat before everyone is served. Where did you walk? Where did you walk? I think this is a great idea. I think this is a great idea. Were your relatives designers? Were your relatives designers? He drew a portrait of his sister. He drew a portrait of his sister. Their mother was a physiologist. Their mother was a physiologist. On vacation in the Netherlands. On vacation in the Netherlands. Are their stepmothers opticians? Are their stepmothers opticians? It was not borrowed. It was not borrowed. And I didn't kick this rock. And I didn't kick this rock. Were we created last year? Were we created last year? The road is blocked. The road is blocked. Real estate agents. Real estate agents. You didn't say diary. You didn't say diary. Remaining jobs. Remaining jobs. He gets better. He gets better. I've never had a job interview at Company X before. I've never had a job interview at Company X before. The daughter was proud of her father's achievements. The daughter was proud of her father's achievements. Your grandson was a senator. Your grandson was a senator. His cousins are mechanics. His cousins are mechanics. Couldn't he be a clown then? Couldn't he be a clown then? I go to the bookstore to buy a book. I go to the bookstore to buy a book. Was her daughter an illusionist? Was her daughter an illusionist? Our children were wrestlers. Our children were wrestlers. They have allergies. They have allergies. Food in the restaurant was good. Food in the restaurant was good. Could you please sign this consent form? Could you please sign this consent form? Do you have a penny in it? Do you have a penny in it? Are you okay? Are you okay? The rehabilitation therapist will come to see you soon. The rehabilitation therapist will come to see you soon. After 5 seconds he wouldn't lie. After 5 seconds he wouldn't lie. We're going to run a marathon in 2 weeks. We're going to run a marathon in 2 weeks. Could you please lie on the bed? Could you please lie on the bed? He would announce at dawn. He would announce at dawn. I will visit my family. I will visit my family. Was her stepdaughter a cook? Was her stepdaughter a cook? They may not normally contain. They may not normally contain. Please, just let me explain. Please, just let me explain. 18 years old. 18 years old. Was not attractive. Was not attractive. Is your mother a messenger? Is your mother a messenger? I have one child. I have one child. We could interpret. We could interpret. What kind of special? What kind of special? Won't they rise next year? Won't they rise next year? Snack. Snack. I don't notice anything unusual. I don't notice anything unusual. He was never a photographer. He was never a photographer. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. Was your daughter a founder? Was your daughter a founder? They may not be on guard after 3 hours. They may not be on guard after 3 hours. Can't do a manicure right away? Can't do a manicure right away? I want ice cream. I want ice cream. Weren't they important? Weren't they important? The choir will rehearse for their concert tomorrow night. The choir will rehearse for their concert tomorrow night. Can I experience it every day? Can I experience it every day? I don't answer at noon. I don't answer at noon. I don't notice anything different. I don't notice anything different. Conclusion. Conclusion. Did he usually ride? Did he usually ride? Is her nephew a swimmer? Is her nephew a swimmer? You may not act occasionally. You may not act occasionally. This is his book. This is his book. What did you eat? What did you eat? Can't we fail next year? Can't we fail next year? I'm not sure if I want to do this. I'm not sure if I want to do this. You usually care. You usually care. I have a big project to finish by the end of the week. I have a big project to finish by the end of the week. Why they shouldn't. Why they shouldn't. Are we building now? Are we building now? He is under humiliation. He is under humiliation. I am working as an executive engineer at ABCDE Company. I am working as an executive engineer at ABCDE Company. When the game is over, I will have watched my team win. When the game is over, I will have watched my team win. Shouldn't they be coaching every day? Shouldn't they be coaching every day? What kind of support can you give to our project? What kind of support can you give to our project? I had a cup of coffee in the morning. I had a cup of coffee in the morning. I have an appointment with the doctor for tomorrow. I have an appointment with the doctor for tomorrow. I need to buy a snack. Where is the nearest grocery store? I need to buy a snack. Where is the nearest grocery store? Will you not publish? Will you not publish? I have to buy a new shirt. I have to buy a new shirt. My ankle really hurts. My ankle really hurts. I need to cut my hair. I need to cut my hair. I can't believe you're wearing a pink shirt. I can't believe you're wearing a pink shirt. Will he be angling bi-weekly? Will he be angling bi-weekly? Inside. Inside. I had already packed my bags when I realized I had forgotten my passport. I had already packed my bags when I realized I had forgotten my passport. Rarely do you need to be a dietitian? Rarely do you need to be a dietitian? I love bacon. I can eat it every day. I love bacon. I can eat it every day. We went to Paris for our honeymoon. We went to Paris for our honeymoon. Can you tell me why it's so late? Can you tell me why it's so late? Is it monthly limited? Is it monthly limited? His family was the dean. His family was the dean. I shouldn't collect right now. I shouldn't collect right now. I'm so excited for the weekend. I'm so excited for the weekend. Shouldn't he be a songwriter right away? Shouldn't he be a songwriter right away? Will you work? Will you work? I need a break. I need a break. Constant. Constant. Illustrator 5 not later in the morning. Illustrator 5 not later in the morning. Shouldn't it load? Shouldn't it load? My favorite food is menemen. My favorite food is menemen. Rarely do we pass? Rarely do we pass? Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. We were playing tennis on the court. We were playing tennis on the court. The administration is responsible for the management of the school. The administration is responsible for the management of the school. Should not wash. Should not wash. Your aunt is an astronomer. Your aunt is an astronomer. We respond to 3 products. We respond to 3 products. Trustworthy. Trustworthy. I bent down and tried to touch my toes, but I couldn't quite reach them. I bent down and tried to touch my toes, but I couldn't quite reach them. I can kiss. I can kiss. I'll take a sweet. I'll take a sweet. 2 I will work. 2 I will work. Could attack every year. Could attack every year. You're not immersed next year. You're not immersed next year. Is your grandfather a bartender? Is your grandfather a bartender? Your half-brother was a coach. Your half-brother was a coach. Can it break after 2 nights? Can it break after 2 nights? We have an important meeting at 9:30. Can we end this meeting early? We have an important meeting at 9:30. Can we end this meeting early? Can't they assume? Can't they assume? My mother passed away. My mother passed away. Doesn't it sink after 1 year? Doesn't it sink after 1 year? Your brother was a jeweler. Your brother was a jeweler. It won't cream after a second. It won't cream after a second. Your son is an operator. Your son is an operator. Could analyze. Could analyze. They can't hit. They can't hit.